buddy. Merry Christmas, buddy.
Happy Hanukkah. L'chaim. These are my boys.
I'll be with you in just 1 minute, buddy.
Take your time. Just be still.
So what's up, buddy? What's up? How's the business?
Everything is wonderful. Yeah, boy. Have you seen that commercial?
No, buddy.
Barbecues taste so good, make you want to smack your mama. What the fuck?
Hey, buddy.
Holy, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Sorry, buddy. Reaction. Okay. Sorry.
Okay.
Hey, guys. I hear someone looking for a job. Huh, guys? Huh?
Hey, I want to ask you a question.
Okay.
When we get our guns?
Oh, no guns. You are a top-flight unarmed security guards.
What about walkie-talkies?
And some flashlights. What if we catch the girl back there giving up some head right in the back behind the trash can? I had to come back there with the flashlight catcher.
You guys are supposed to be big, tough guys, huh? You don't need all these gadgets, huh? All you need is this here. Huh? If there's any problems, you just blow. Toot, toot. These guys are here all the time. They come running, okay?
What's up, everybody, man? It's Calvin. Who Can, Cal Can. We back again. Free Game, the podcast. You know, man. What's going down, man?
What's going on, y'all? It's your boy DJ Original, man. It's another good show for you guys.
Yeah, for sure.
The title of the show, me and Cal's Adulthood. Y'all's Adulthood. Just anybody in general who's stepping into adulthood.
Yeah, which is very important. Obviously, our last episode was education, and real quick shout out to everybody that's been watching, subscribers, everybody that's been supporting our pursuits into getting this podcast going. So we definitely appreciate y'all. Hopefully, we're giving y'all things to tap into, gems, and actually really trying to assist with giving y'all free game. So, you know, the last episode was education. And this episode, this episode is adulthood, which obviously comes after your education per se, if you're going that route. Talk to me about your transition from college to then, you know, getting into that, I guess you would say, routine of then becoming an adult, if you don't mind.
So for sure, adulthood for me, honestly, kind of starts when, you know, you kind of leave your parents' wing, but it really takes hold when you really can live without your parents in terms of funds, because I know some adults that ain't living in adulthood, if we being honest. They still living with their mama.
Yeah.
You know, they still doing things that they mama telling them to do.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
So I think adulthood starts when you as a person take full accountability for the responsibilities that you have in your life. I just think responsibilities dictates the difference between a leader, a manager, a owner, than a regular employee or somebody that just might be pitching in a hand or lending in a hand.
You know, and that's pretty similar to my definition of an adult, because I kind of look at an adult the same way I would view a man, where I believe an adult is someone who handles their responsibilities that they're given. So any responsibilities that person has taken on as an adult, if you're handling your responsibilities, you're an adult. So if you got a car, your maintenance, or you got an apartment or a house or whatever responsibilities you have, children, you know, you are carrying yourself as an adult, because, you know, I would say that there's young kids that get into adulthood very young, where they may have not had the proper family structure. They had to be raised real soon, didn't have parents, or had brothers that, you know.
So they had to step into a situation.
They had to step in, and where they adult, you know, they were adult pretty fast and soon in their life. So an adult doesn't even actually mean you age limit, right? Like, yeah, you don't have to be 18 or 21. You can be adult when you 15 or 14. Not saying that you can do the things that actual adults can, but if you're handling your responsibilities that you're given, I mean, you know.
And I'll technically define that. You know, we'll put on here what adulthood really means. Mm-hmm. You know, obviously we're using, you know, our definitions, but I know like a good slogan that stands out to me, not slogan, a saying. One of my favorite things was, the saying said, when I became a man, I put away childish things.
Yeah.
So I just think it's the recognition that you need to watch what you eat.
Yeah.
You know, I can't play video games all day because one day I want to have a family if I don't already have a family. Even though I might want to play video games all day.
Yeah.
I need to go to the doctor. That's one thing about black folk. You know, we don't like to go to the doctor, whether it be because we don't have insurance or whether, you know, we just don't want to know.
Yeah.
We got to go to the doctor and see if we healthy. We need to go get checked on all accounts. So I think it's just important to, you know, when you become a man, when you become a woman, we got to put away, you know, these childish things. And these are things I think people don't talk about at our age.
For sure.
Or just in general.
And it's very important because one of the things that I had on my board where it comes to transitioning from education to then being an adult is that, you know, now one thing that I've learned, and again, this is 2020, I graduated college in 2015. And a little brief fact about myself, I never, since I graduated, and even prior to, never worked for any company longer than a year, right? So my transitioning period or my time period, when I graduated college, I moved to Dallas for 2 years. Then at that point, I was by myself, or I was with my mentor, but my mentor wasn't my father, my uncle, or nothing like that. He was just my mentor. He assisted me where I needed assistance in terms of like, you know, hey, this is where you can do this is where you can do that, etc. But that was actually my first opportunity to actually get it on my own. So I was out there for like 2 years, started working for Enterprise and created this business called Game Time Skills Training where I was training kids, doing things of that nature. But that transition between college and just becoming an adult, you miss a lot of things, right? So immediately, you're not thinking about your college loans, which is very important to someone that doesn't have a scholarship. You're not thinking about the debts that you, I guess you would say, recruit while you were in college that you're unaware of. So all of those refund checks, all of those, you know, times like those are going to come back.
You're living off somebody else's money.
Exactly. So I think that those are some of the things that are lost in the wind, per se, when you're graduating and you're just on this high, like I got a degree, yay, but you know, eventually it's gonna come back to actually get you. So that was very important to me that I thought that we needed to share for sure.
And I think it's important that, you know, obviously, guys, you got to remember that me and Cal are coming from an education background, so we using a lot of metaphors where we taking out loans for school or whatever scholarships we may have been on. But, you know, that was our transitions. We don't ever want to forget about those people who, again, college ain't the only way. There's so many avenues you can take. But for this show, the point is to focus on that point where you got to shift your mind to do what's best for you. And you got to take on the responsibility that comes with what we think is being an adult.
For sure.
If you want to stay a child between what you call adulthood to be, then cool. But I think everybody has a certain level of understanding of what it takes to be successful as an adult.
Yeah.
And I think the main thing we can grip into that is being able to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
When I look at my high school kids, and y'all know I love to say that I love to tell them.
Yeah.
Y'all need to be able to take care of yourself before y'all have children.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think that having children is bad. I think that's one of the greatest gifts the world has to offer.
Yeah.
But if you can't take care of yourself first, how can you take care of somebody else?
What's funny is I've been in my group chat all day yesterday talking about you can't be someone's half if you're not whole.
And that's so funny, but that's real.
But yeah, I definitely. And you know what's funny is because I remember us practicing when we were, I think after we graduated, I think our first conversations outside of college was, you know, our career paths and the things that we were interested in doing. But one of the practices that we both did was the practice where we wrote on our mirrors and we talked about. I remember you asking me or telling me, you was like, now the only thing that's important is everything that we've listed in terms of our goals. What can prevent these things from happening?
Oh, facts.
So
Facts.
As it relates to anybody watching, if you have goals, be your own devil's advocate in your goals as it becomes to being an adult. So whatever your career path is, if you want to be an athlete or you want to be a photographer, you want to be a model, if you want to be, you know, an entrepreneur, the most important thing then now is to identify the things that can prevent those things from happening. The things that can prevent your career from blooming or anything like that. So I do remember that was a practice that we did, and I definitely fell short of that. We are adults. We're going to always fall short. But
it was a good...
I remember that writing on the mirror and just having my goals, like this is what I won't do, this is what I won't do, stuff like that, which is...
When you're a child, essentially somebody's... And we just got through with the childhood, boy.
Yeah.
Somebody's looking over you. Hence the word childhood. What's the word on IRS? Dependent.
Yeah.
When you become an adult, you're accountable for yourself. Those of you guys who were in school, you got Dr. Plumber, you got Professor so-and-so. You got people that are looking out for you for your best interest.
Yeah.
When you become an adult, essentially it's your job to look out for somebody else if you're looking at it from our free game standpoint. Because we like to reach back and grab somebody with them. But free game takeaway we can give you guys in setting new goals and what I love to call, I'm a computer guy. Y'all know me, Original Production. You have to reboot your camera. You got to reboot your phone. We tend to go so long on low battery percentages.
Interesting.
I think setting new goals and that practice that we practice, which I'll explain here shortly, is stuff you have to do to get used to rebooting yourself, setting new goals. And that small thing is actually you get on a paper, and what I like to do, and this is what I like to do after I had graduated, I did that with you and all of my close friends, close, not just associates. I ain't just stopping people like.
Yeah.
Get on a paper, write down the things that you know to this point to be lies. Like, I just think when you come up in the world, you hear some things, or you believe things, whether you learn them by accident or, naturally, that was a lie. You know what I mean? Like, blatant lie. And then on that flip side, you write down the things that are going to make you successful, the things that are most important, and then I guess, like you said, anything that, you feel may hold you back.
Yeah, for sure.
And then you burn the paper with the lies on it, and you stole the paper that's going to get you to where you need to be in your wallet.
Yeah, and I think that these are things, again, that what we're discussing is very intricate to your becoming of an adult, right? So, and again, obviously we're trying to share things for even if you have not yet chose a career or you have not yet done these certain things, you could get ahead with using some of these tools, like start writing your goals down, start being more accountable for your decisions and the things that you're choosing to do as it relates to anything that you're wanting to be a part of. Like I said, again, being an entrepreneur, career path, etc. So I definitely think that's very important. I definitely like the phrase about the rebooting of the camera, because I definitely think that's important. I like the low battery concept as well.
For sure.
That was
you have to it's like those things we talk about, meditating. When we get older, we really got to start to feed ourselves what we need. In order to be productive, in order to have a battery that's going to run at 100%, we got to be able to get in contact with the things that help us run that way.
Yeah.
Solid mental game, solid actual physical health, rebooting our batteries, and setting goals. Because when you become our age too, we've achieved a lot of the goals we have set. Me and Cal can pretty much go to the mall at this point and buy things that when we were younger, this was what was important. I want to be able to come to the mall and buy, and now we're in the mall like, man, we can afford this. Ain't nobody about to buy that.
Now, it's crazy that you said it, because I was actually I had just came back from my homecoming a couple of days ago, and I just spoke to my mentor, and I was just, recognizing him for who he was to me, and I just kind of had that conversation with him, and I just spoke with him, just letting him know how I felt about certain things and what are the next steps for me and things like that. And he simply mentioned, you have to take credit for the things you've done. You have to, he was like, Calvin, like I probably helped you along the way, like taught you certain things, but you're the one that's doing these things. Like, I'm not doing them for you. So you're the one that's doing these things. So anybody out there that's, always looking for reassurance per se from other people that have nothing to do with actually your work, take credit for it, because it's yours. You're the one that's getting up. You're the one that's going to that 9 to 5, or you're the one that's building your business. You're the one that's, doing these things. So you need to take credit for the things that you've accomplished. But to saying that, because I want to get this off my chest, because I was one of these people, one thing I've learned, again, me graduating from 2015 and me now being at 2020, I had to learn patience. I was very ambitious coming out of college. I was very eager. Obviously, seeing my mentor and the success that he had, I'm like, how do I do it? How do I get it? And I want it now.
And no cap, Cal is what Cal was seeing in Dallas is totally different.
Yeah, it's
this
a whole.
This is one of the
life.
most successful black people we know to date.
Yeah.
So it was. I can understand.
Yeah, it was. Jeez.
It's
if
like
I could explain to y'all just the actual vibe of knowing somebody that is as open as an actual book about giving gems away. Like, we had so many conversations about decisions and things we were going to do. I remember vividly him asking me, how much money you want to make, yearly. I want you to send me your goals and all of this other stuff like that. And then he said, simply, do you think the career path that you've chosen is going to get to what you want? And I'm looking like, probably not. He was like, so then, at this point, you need to find a career path or do another thing that's going to actually give you the lifestyle that you want or live the way that you want to live. And again, me being ambitious and eager, I was searching anything, regardless if it was my passion or not. I'm looking to do anything possible to try and get to this level of success that I've seen. And he kept telling me, Calvin, you have to be patient. Rome wasn't built in one night.
You got to set realistic goals.
Realistic goals. You have to be real with yourself. He said,
Sure.
And when I was working, when he told me to develop habits, he had made me get up at 4 o'clock in the morning for 21 days straight. And I would literally text this man at 3:59, for 17 days. And on the 18th day, I'm still texting him. He's like, Calvin, are you really waking up at 3:30, 4 o'clock? And are you really going out?
Cheat the grind.
And I want to tell all of y'all this, and I think I told LaRon this a couple of months ago, actually. The only thing that sucks about accountability is when the person that's holding you accountable is really about that life. I was getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and me and my mentor, David, would get to the same gym. We go to the same gym. And I promise you, it's like when I know he was holding me accountable, if I pull up, I see his car there. And I'm like, he doesn't take a day off. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of the things that I definitely wanted to get off my chest to let people know, be patient. Regardless of what your success is and where you want to go in life, whatever you deem success in your life, be patient. It's not going to come. There's no silver bullets in life. There's no quick book to success. It's a level of patience that you have to have. You have to turn down that eagerness. You have to not turn down your ambitions, but kind of just settle them in a way where you're actually gradually taking a step every day towards wherever you want to go.
It takes 21 years to become 21,
basically.
So you gotta be patient.
Basically.
Which is a perfect segue into what we could consider our next free game topic 2. Patience being a nice little heading in that. Patience / mentors. I think it's very important that you guys, when you become an adult, because no one now has to basically look out for you. Your parents have raised you to be with you. You have to go out there and find the type of mentors that are going to help you get to the point that you want to get. And that's one thing I do respect wholeheartedly about Calvin. Yeah. Calvin puts solid mentors in his life, people around him who at least in an area have proved themselves as, I know what I'm doing in this area. Yeah. He's not going to hang out with somebody who, just talking about it.
Sure.
He's hanging out with people in these areas, they're solid. Yeah. And that's one thing I believe is very important at our age. Because you need accountability. The same way you said working out. When you have a real accountability partner, just like this podcast, patience, mentorship. We waking up at 5 a.m., 5:30. We recording by 6 a.m. The point of this podcast was for us to grow while we're bringing y'all gems. We are accountability partners, and we can feel each other. If it's a day where it's like, damn, we supposed to be up. You can almost tell by the text message one sends to another, but we working. We've held consistency to this point, and it's not supposed to be easy.
To touch back on the mentors as well, don't think that your mentors are supposed to help you. at all, right? A mentor is supposed to almost like guide you. They're not supposed to help you. So think about lifting weights. You're looking for a spot. They're not going to help you pick up the weight.
No doubt.
They're not going to help you get it up. All they're going to tell you is, you better get it up off
Let's
you.
go.
Tell you the certain things that you need to hear that could kind of hit you with a switch that'll make you turn up on it. You know, I will review one of the statements that another mentor of mine, Dr. Terrence Graham Malone, he's in Houston. He's a pastor in Houston. And he would just tell me, servant leadership, being humble and always giving servant leadership will always put you in those right pockets. And I believe you have to be selective on the people you choose as mentors as well. You have to be very selective. Do your research, and always be a sponge. Don't be so, I guess you would say, invested in your own way that you forget that these are people that are actually doing things that you're wanting to do. And in order to learn from them, you have to actually learn and soak in the things that they're trying to, teach you. So when choosing a mentor, definitely be selective, definitely be humble about it, and definitely understand that you have to provide servant leadership, which means that they might ask you to do things, or they might ask you to, give them certain things for them to review for you, etc. But you gotta be able to adhere to what they're asking of you. But be very selective of your mentors, because almost like this, like if you want to be a photographer, I'm not gonna go just look at Instagram pictures for advice on how to do certain things. I'm gonna actually be selective and find somebody who's taking these nice pictures. And what are you doing?
How do I get around that?
Exactly. And then you gotta have that mentor that's willing to give you the game, because some people, which I feel like, and no offense to our black people, but I feel like the one thing we lack is we don't hand off the baton very well. Like, we don't pass the baton to our younger generation in such a way that we've given them enough tools and education to then take the baton and keep running. So
they say some people, the people that got it won't give it,
Yeah.
and the people trying to give it ain't got it.
Yeah.
So when you can exist in between the two and learn how to move in this world in a way where you still holding the cardinal rules down, but you still staying in tune to realizing that we are people.
Yeah.
And I think that's what we forget. It's like they was looking at Zion, and Zion's response was, do they wonder that I'm only 19?
Yeah.
Like, you placing these expectations on me, I'm really just trying to do my thing. I know I'm going to be great. But listen, the point was accountability partners, mentors. If you don't have one, free game. Listen, go find you one. Be selective. Find somebody in the field or somebody that you respect what they're doing in that particular thing, and use them as an accountability partner and as a mentor.
For sure.
You give me the next, I think I have something that's very important, but let me you tell me what you think the next main topic should be for takeaways.
As it relates to our topic being adult, I believe financial literacy is very important.
Okay.
Financial literacy. I'm not gonna say I'm not at anymore. I've gotten better with my financial my financial progressions as it relates to just learning different ways and different things to be invested in, stocks, markets, etc. But I think it's very important for us to learn about financial literacy, like being able to know what taxes are, dependence, independence. How do I fill out my W-2s, and a lot of these things we didn't actually learn. Like, there was no class on these certain things. So you got to
teach yourself.
Exactly. And I believe that is very important in adulthood, because, like I said, again, myself, coming out of college, I was not actually financially literate as it relates to that topic. So I definitely think that's very important.
And I think it would be kind of immature to act like anybody kind of figures out financial, because it changes.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the Bitcoin, look at the things that, the way that the world is changing. Mm-hmm. That's why we told y'all in the education episode that you guys got to continue to learn. Mm-hmm. If you knew what financial literacy was in the 90s, that's totally different.
Yeah.
We're living in a world now where the government is really less likely to help you with all of these government programs like WIC and, just anything government funded. They're getting away from that. So if you're not knowledgeable about these things that are getting, you're going to be the ones that's going to, pay that price.
Yeah.
So I think we both are in unison when we say, guys, your finances aren't most important. When they say, money's the most important thing in the world, that's not true. What they mean to say is you need money to survive.
For sure.
You need money to be healthy. You need money to, take care of everything that you need to in your life. So be literate about these things. Don't just go out here, and act the boss. Be the boss. Yep. And then take care of your back end in case somebody want to take the boss out or in case somebody wants to, get you caught up.
Yeah, for sure. And these are things that you could just get ahead on, man.
Get ahead.
Just really take time and, budget. Do certain just little things. Shout out to Danielle Clark, a good friend of mine. She just started an Instagram page that talks about financial literacy. She gives gems every day about, just certain topics on how to budget your money, things that you could do to, things that you could do to take care of your college loans or your taxes, etc. So shout out to her because she's doing that in the community. She's not actually from San Antonio, but she's out here now. But she's definitely helped me out a lot. I review her page often, just looking at different tidbits on what I can do. Right. But I just think it's very important as adults to it's important for adults to really get ahead or really just take a little deeper dive into your financials regarding anything that you're doing regarding finances.
And look, being about a month in, we're on episode 5, at least 6 videos out now. We're going to be starting to bring guys that we feel like are accountable in these areas. We're not just going to be bringing people on that, we're going to bring people that know what they're talking about, people that are really, taking their own advice, which is what I believe. You got to use your own advice in life. But again, guys, this stuff we're talking about is what Free Game's for. We're going to have episodes where we dive more deeper into the practices and things that you guys can use. But for today, we really wanted to focus more so just on adulthood in this general sense because we don't really tend to talk about it. We'll dive into the things that how you guys can set new goals. Give us a little bit deeper on how we can pick mentors because these things aren't easy.
Yeah.
But, we want to kind of give you these small tidbits that we know are critical. Yeah. Like the next thing for me is 9 to 5 is cool. When you're an adult, they teach you 9 to 5. Yeah. But if you really want to be successful, you need a side hustle. They have so many articles written on in 2020. It is the age of the hustle and bustle of side hustle.
Yeah.
You need a side hustle in 2020.
For sure. And I mean, anything could be a side hustle now, right? I was just watching a little tidbit where they was talking about the rich are getting richer and the poor are getting richer because now you have so many opportunities for you don't have to be broke. You don't have to be or not knowing what your next move is. Like, pick up something that you like, do some research about it, get a phone, and in that phone you could do whatever you want to do in life. So, but I think that's
good, big free game takeaway. How about YouTube for 100, please? You know what I mean?
Like anything you don't know how to do, you have so many opportunities to find out how to do them and be good at them. So I definitely think that that's very important, man. I think that's very important to get a side hustle. And maybe, your side hustle is being developed to then be your main hustle. Don't be naive. Don't be naive, adult, and act as if, your 9 to 5 is bad for you. Your 9 to 5 is supposed to be exactly that. You do it to handle your responsibilities, take care of what you need to be taken care of. But again, that's deemed on what you think is successful. I know for me and my brother right here, successful doesn't stop where we are now. It kind of get to a plateau where we actually are aware of our surroundings and where we are in life, etc. But whatever you deem successful, if you don't want to have a side hustle, don't have one, right? So this is for the people that obviously want that game on how to develop their traits into getting in that level of or in their own bag. Per se, but I definitely think having a side.
Let's bring it back to Monopoly because that's what our logo came from, guys.
For sure.
When you get one Monopoly, or you're working on another Monopoly, as people start to go out of the game, these other properties come for sale. So you don't just get, to me, I don't think you would just get caught up in like, oh, I'm good where I'm at.
Yeah, because you collect
you're
your
like,
rent.
hold on, well, let me start to work over here. So if you don't, improve on your side hustles, improve on your investments, improve on all of these categories. Because honestly, this isn't even hitting the surface. Yeah. If y'all are trying to be successful in 2020, y'all need to be taking this and then watching another podcast after that. You need to get everything that you can on top of, being successful in 2020.
And, we was just watching or rewatching previous podcasts that we've done. And like what Jay-Z said, I'm trying to give you $1 million worth, like $1 million worth of game for $9.99. And majority of the stuff that we're watching or some of the stuff that we have available to our, what we can touch, tangible things are free. What's stopping you from not doing the proper research to actually attain the knowledge that you need in order to be the success that you want to have in your life? So I definitely think that's very important. And my last topic in terms of just as an adult that I've kind of championed per se is scheduling my time and actually abiding by my routine. Learning
accountability.
Learning
holding yourself.
Exactly, and basically just holding on to my routine, things that I find that I need to do per or every day to get where I'm trying to go. Certain contact to people that I have to talk to majority of my life, but scheduling has been very important. My mama knows this, where my mom is my mom, but my mom would try to call me on some random opportunities and ask me to, hey, can we do this? I'm like, Mama, give me a day in advance. I have certain things within my schedule that won't allow me to do what you're asking. Now, if it's an emergency, of course I'm there. But little things that, Calvin, you want to come over, you want to, it's not in my
And I actually want to piggyback off of that because what's very important to me, and this is a little curveball to some of y'all, because we've been giving y'all kind of like textbook answers. Parents.
Yeah.
When you're an adult now, it's your responsibility to take care of your parents when they. If you're a good kid.
Yeah.
These are things you don't think about.
Yeah.
Your parents start to get sick.
Yeah.
They start to call your phone for a little $100, for $200.
Yeah.
Can you pick me up? Can you drop me off? Get my hair done. Get my nails did. No, I'm just playing. But you gotta take care of your parents. It's a pops for me.
Yeah, that's important.
And it's scary. But you just got to get yourself ready for it.
That's important.
Don't let it hit you guys upside the head that your parents, they took care of you. Mm-hmm. It's time to return
but
that favor.
But don't undermine that, bro. Like, that's very important. Like, take care of the people that took care of you. Do everything you can for them. Because like I said, that day is going to come. My mom is, me and my mom do things, but I always take her out. If I, have whatever I have for her, I'll go get her nice things, whatever the case may be. You make sure you take care of the people that take care of you for sure. But scheduling, again, for me has been something that I've practiced, and I think that doesn't need to be undermined either. Like, schedule your time properly. Make the time that you need for the certain things that you're trying to do. Your time is going to be acclimated on certain things or certain situations, but you need to kind of sit down and actually write out your schedule and make sure you're actually setting time aside for certain things as an adult as well. So I think that's.
And I'd say the gym in this is actually not what you guys think. I think the free gym and these last two topics we touched on is actually how it makes you feel. Taking care of your parents, actually, you know that's what you're supposed to do. But when you actually do it, it does so much to you and your faith and your heart and the way that you're moving through life, knowing that, you're giving back to the people that gave to you. Mm-hmm. When you're scheduling, I think it does more for you when you're out here at 2 a.m. You know you need to get somewhere, and this gives you another accountability partner for yourself to then do what? Make the right decision to be essentially where you want to be. So I think it's free game all 2020, like we begin to say. Yeah. I'm loving it. We're growing from the show. Like I said, we want to make this something that's educational, but yet also something that's fun. So before we get out of here, Cal, because we like to give you things that you guys can watch outside of here, read or learn or listen to outside of here, today we decided to do movies and shows. What movies and shows are
I'm gonna
you
tell
into
y'all,
right now?
man. I'm about to give y'all some real gems right now, because a lot of the stuff I watch is not your typical stuff, but I learned so much from it. Shows, I watch Billions. It's on Showtime. I watch Power. And
We gotta have our own show on Power.
Yeah, for real. And I watch Silicon Valley. As
I
relates to
haven't
shows.
peeped Silicon.
Silicon Valley, oh my God. Bro, these are gems. These are shows that you're actually learning things. And in terms of the fields that we're in, you learn trust. You learn how to leverage. You learn how to actually observe people and their actions and what they're doing and playing chess and not checkers. Like, these are shows that you're actually getting an insight on those certain things. The Silicon Valley is more of an entrepreneurial thing. Power is what I just described, and Billions is more just about how to move swiftly in a area of chaos. Like, you just
Billions was on my list as well. Billions is that's if you're trying to be a boss, guys.
Yeah.
I think you should watch things again, just like we talked about reading. The stuff you watch with your eyes should be things that are tied to who you want to be and what you want to do. I have a category for fun.
Yeah.
Like, I think Power fits in like our fun category, but we still learn a lot about brotherhood, about business, and we're gonna have our own show, our own dedicated Power book shows because we have our opinions on Power.
Sure, for sure.
But my first one would be obviously Billions. If we're talking about things that are gonna, I think will help you guys get to the next level. Slight plug to another podcast. One of the podcasts that kind of made me and Calvin want to do this is the Secret to Success podcast. The S2S podcast on YouTube. They cover, they're just a little older than us, and there's some people that I think would be like an accountability partner without them even knowing it. They give us so much gems. Eric Thomas and his staff. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. So check those people out, man, because it really does help to, instead of listening to, to music, to have something that, while I'm in school, while I'm in the gym, to listen to this, even though it isn't like a visual movie. They do have the video version like this, but to be able to listen to that is major. In the fun category, I gotta say All American. If you haven't seen it's on Netflix. They got the first season, but there's 2 seasons out now.
Is that with a football player?
It's the football player, high school football player from California, Compton, who it talks about just being black and being an athlete and trying to make it to the top. From great episode. Any movies? Bad Boys 2, you know what I'm saying? Any black-owned film coming out?
Yeah.
Bad Boys 2 was good.
Okay.
And that's all I'm really watching. I do more reading.
I'm a comedy guy, so any movie I watch is
gotta make you laugh.
Gotta make me laugh. I don't really watch nothing else other than that. Like, I was just watching Kevin Hart last night. Seriously funny, bro. And I gotta shout out my man Kevin Hart. Like, when he started having rich problems.
Oh yeah.
He started getting like less funnier. But bro, when he was in his beginning stages,
he's crazy.
He was too
because he didn't have no filter.
Bro, too funny. When we talk about how we listen to women problems and we try to act like we care, like he was talking about she told you to get it out the fax machine.
Michael Jordan. No, Kevin Hart. That's what makes him so.
Real talk.
The funny things is he's literally that small. You just don't even think you want to think he's that. But he literally gives you the real issues that you have in real life that people don't talk about.
Oh, real quick, I just wanted to definitely point out real quick before we go. As an adult, I do believe in meditating and sleep as well.
My gosh.
So a practice that I use every day, I sleep to rain sounds. You could go on YouTube, you could type in rain, sounds, music, and you could literally let that play, and it'll literally play for 10 hours, no YouTube commercials, no nothing. It'll be playing when you wake up.
We have it random. Not playing. Bro got a whole rainforest in his joint. Surround sound.
Hey, definitely check it out. If you need some help with some sleep,
bro, come out barefoot. Stretching.
Go check it out if you get a chance. It definitely will help you sleep. Very meditative, tranquil.
And I'd say meditate, whether it be 10 minutes, 30. No, but he's right. You got to put yourself in this state. It's a busy world, man. Again, man, I think we're giving a lot of gems. We're only going to try to add more gems to it. I'm so in love with life right now and all the things that we can take advantage of and do. You know, it's your boy DJ Original. It's my main man. We're going to see you guys on the next episode. Free Game All 2020.
You going? It's small in here.
Now you big in here.
Get off my foot. Just scoot over there.
Man, you scoot over, man. Shit is uncomfortable, man. I can't even move in here.
So what? Just deal with it. I got to.
What we gonna do now?
Just sit here and wait for something to happen.
Not me. That shit is boring, man.
Good. I like boring. Easy money for us. I hope don't nothing happen all day. We can just sit here and watch these females shop till they drop. Matter of fact, watch out.
Ain't this a bitch? I'm waiting on some action to jump off in here. You heard what Mr. Molly said. We top flight security of the world, Craig. Shit, not just the city, the world. Been jacked by Santa Claus, all kind of shit. They need security in the world, Craig. Shit.
For one thing, calm down. Slow your roll. Don't let that man pump you up, Day-Day, and get your ass shot out here. We ain't no damn top flight security of the world. We Craig and Day-Day. So just kick back, relax. You heard what happened to the last security guards.
You didn't even hear what happened to the last security guard. So how the fuck is I'm going to hear it? Just do your job and I'm going to do mine. Shit,
No problem. I'm gonna do my job.
no problem. 2 damn feet out my foot.
Joy to the world, the Lord is come.
Bingo! I got action.